Good afternoon. Let's see who we've got coming in. Hello. Here's only Walter, just to let you know. I might have to block the sun out in a minute through my window because it's starting to stream through. So let me bring this up. Let's turn this volume off here so we can't hear that. Hello, Susan. Hope you're doing okay. Let's see who else we can get in there. That's it. They're coming along now. How are we all? I am going to have to cut that light out, I think. Ooh, let's see. I think I'll be all right on my craft desk, so I'm going to stick with it for a minute because I think it'll be okay once we're on the craft desk. So Sue's fine, thank you. Hello, Caroline. Trying to see if I can see any other people. Do give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're there because it is all good to know people are viewing and joining in. Hello, Susan Keane. Got two Susans. We've got two Sues, two Susans. So I know you like to be called either way, which is great. So what's everyone been up to this week? Have you been crafting? Have you been crafting, getting ready for Mother's Day? Have you been doing any of that? Did you see the little album I shared as well on my Dawn's Inspirations page? Because that you can make perfectly with the Pink Frog cardstock. And if you've got the off-cut boxes, it's brilliant for making an album like that as well. Hi, Tracy. How are you? Good, I hope. You've all recovered from the weekend retreat. So we should be live over on the Pink Frog page and Dawn's Inspirations, and also the other page as well, the Craft Supplies page. I'll put it on as well. So I think without further ado, I'm going to share a few things with you. Hi, Liz. Thank you for joining. Oh, Susan started her project. Hi, Tracy. Teresa, sorry, not Teresa. Teresa, Tracy, you're both in there as well. And I know Susan will be using Pink Frog card for her project that she's doing, that she's working on at the moment, because she loves the Pink Frog project, the cardstock. And I know Susan Keane is also a big fan of the Pink Frog flower dies, and we're going to be using those today as well. So let me just show you a little sneaky peek of what I'm going to be making today. Now, I haven't put any sentiments on these cards because to me, I think these cards work really well for lots of different occasions. That's why I haven't put any sentiments on them at the moment, because I think sometimes if you put a sentiment on a card and show someone, straight away they're thinking, oh, that's only for, I don't need a card for that. Whereas by having it blank with no sentiment, it's making you think how you'd use it. And I think these cards work really well for lots of occasions. So let me just share with you the first one we are going to make. So this is a little easel card, but it's a circular easel card. And it is, that mirror card is shining in the sunlight here. And I'm going to share that with you as well in a minute. But I love this type of card because it goes nice and flat for your postage. Okay. And, oh, Sharon's in the room. Hi, Sharon. You haven't missed anything. But it stands up to be a lovely mantelpiece pleaser. So if you've got your circular dies, I'm going to show you how you're going to make this with the beautiful ice white card that we have. And then also we're going to have a go at making this one. But I'm going to do this one a bit differently to what I've done here. And it all become clear. But as you can see, this could be for so many occasions. It could be thank you. It could be birthday. It could be anniversary. And this is what I mean. That's why I put no sentiments on these at all. Oh, hang on. Kimberly's just come in. We've hit 1,000 subscribers on Pink Frog Cards, Crafts and Cards on YouTube. Woo! Brilliant news. So if you haven't yet subscribed to Pink Frog's YouTube channel, please do, because it means then we can now stream live on YouTube as well as here. So we can sort of look at doing it either way, which is fab. And the nice thing is when you watch it on YouTube, you can watch it on your big telly as well. Seeing me in HD might not be a good idea, but you can see it on the big telly. So without further ado, let me do a little bit of housekeeping for you. Now, you saw in that card with the hat and the other card that I have been using the mirror cards. So yes, we're going to have a bling alert. So there you go. And it's shining in the sunshine. You've got that fabulous mirror card and holographic card. So if I bring it in, let's just share with that's right. We'll start off with just the gold mirror. Well, I say just gold mirror. You can see everything. You can see, look, you can see where my phone goes up in my holder. You can see everything. You can see in my messy craft room. So that is the plain gold. But then we've got the rainbow gold. Hi, Anne. Hope you're doing okay. That lovely rainbow gold. Look at that. Isn't it just fabulous? We've then got the rainbow mirror, or mirror, I should say. We've got the rose gold. Now look at that for mirror card. You could have that as a mirror and see yourself. Look, you can see yourself in it. Brilliant. And then we've got the opal holographic. Try saying that. Put your teeth back in, Dawn. We've got that opal holographic. So those 5 beautiful cards. Bling alert, definitely. These are still on an offer until the 31st. So you've got just a few days left to grab these. They should be £17 for a pack. They're down to £10 a pack. This offer runs out very soon. So grab it while you can, because it's always good to have it in your crafty arsenal. And I will be using this today as well. And don't forget, I'm saying £10 a pack, but then you take your 10% discount code off if you subscribe to the Pink Frog newsletter, and then you get a further 10% off. It makes it £9, so even better. Don't forget your glue and glue bottles. Mine are well used and well loved. The bundle is still on again until the 31st. And you get free P on that as well. So grab that while you can. Claire's favourite stamps. Perfect Peonies, Foliage and More. They're on 20% off as well at the moment. So you can grab those while you can. Right, Kimberly's on the case with everybody. 25% vouchers, £25 vouchers. Didn't tell you about that one, did I? Now, you know, through March, if you've placed an order with Pink Frog through March and you've still got a few more days left, we're going to be taking a prize draw of 4 of you. Will be winning a £25 voucher to spend on the Pink Frog website of anything you wish. So perfect. And the other thing that we have as well is this lovely little doily die, which is what I have used on this card here. Now, this isn't a manufactured doily die as in it's all symmetrical. This is a hand-drawn doily die, and this is down to £10 as well. But again, you can take your 10% discount code off as well. So you can bring that down even further. So I think without further ado, I need to get this camera down and we need to start creating these fabulous cards. So let me put those over there. I think that's everything. I'm going to flip the camera. So forgive me if I give you a bit of a headache while I just flip this and pop this up here. I hope the sun isn't shining too much on my desk. I'm going to bring that down a little bit more because I want you to see what's happening. I think we're okay. It's a little bit of shine, but I'll tell you what, let's pop these other couple of lights on and that will counteract that. That's a bit better. That counteracts that. So let's start with these 2 cards. So what the cardstock I'm using here this afternoon is the Ice Gold card. And Kimberly's got that all on the links there for you as well. And this is fabulous, this card. Now, I don't know whether I can get this to shine on the camera. I should have perhaps done it face on, but I think you'll see that lovely ice gold shimmer. It is absolutely beautiful. And this is the same on both sides. So if you're in the market for specialized cards, anything like that, it's brilliant. But as you're going to see today, we're going to be actually using this for these cards, and I'm going to be putting ink on it as well, so you're going to see how it works when the ink goes on. So the first card I'm going to do, let me put my shinies up there a minute. That's it. So the first card we're going to do, you're going to need your circle dies. Now I've got myself 2 circle dies here. These are the stitch circles. So the largest one that I'm going to use for the card base is measuring across. It's about, I'd say 4.5 inches or 11 centimeters approximately. You can see it there in my hand. So that is what I'm going to use for my card base. And then I've taken the next size down as well. So let me move that one to one side. Let's do one card at a time. So I know that is measuring just approximately 11 centimeters. So I'm going to take my scoreboard and I'm going to score my card. To allow me that bit extra space, I'm going to actually score this at 12 centimeters. Where's my score tool? So I'm going to score it at 12 just to allow me that bit of extra if it moves. But it's not going to move because I'm going to use my repositionable tape. Now, when we're making an easel card with your dies, your shape dies, what you need to do is you need to allow to have a flat bit at the top, okay, because you need space to have the hinge. All right. So let me bring my cutting plate in and I'm going to pop this onto here. So I'm going to allow that space for it to join on, and I'm going to tape it in place with my repositionable tape. This is the Scotch repositionable tape. We've got this back in stock and it's brilliant because on your specialised cards, on your mirror card, which you're going to see very soon, when I pop this through the machine, it doesn't mark your card at all. So let's pop that through. Now I'm using my Gemini here, so I'm going to pop that through. And I'm cutting through 2 layers of this ice white cardstock. Okay. Oh, what Susan's seen now. She said she's seen something she needs to order. What have you spied, Sue? Oh, thank you for all the hearts and thumbs up that I'm getting. And I hope you're all cheering because Pink Frog now have got their 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is fabulous. So I'm going to take that off. So I've taken this off. Can you see it hasn't marked my cards? So I've got my card base. It's squished together. Let's just bring it apart. Oh, there we go. It's pushed it together. So that's the start of my card base. So now I'm going to take another piece of card because I need to make my top for my card base. So I need a top piece now. So that is going to go on there. I'm going to trim this down a moment. So let me pop this through my trimmer. In fact, I don't need it that much. Let's do that. And I've got another piece there. So big die still again. You're going to pop that onto your card. You could do it in the middle and make a card base. So you've got an outer and an inner for another occasion. But I'm just going to go to the edge here. And then that can go through my machine. And then while that's going through, I can prepare some of my other pieces that I need. So I've got this lovely doily die. Now this doily die, most big dies you get like this from manufacturers are all symmetrical and it's all the same. If you look at the detail in this has been hand drawn. So this is what I call real art, because it's hand drawn. It's not all the same, but it's going to work absolutely perfectly. So let me just take this one out, because that's now the top for my card blank. See, I could just whip that off, no problem at all with my repositionable tape. It's absolutely perfect. So that's the second piece. Now I need a half moon piece, but I'm using now the next die down. So that's the one I used my card blank. Sorry, out of shop. That's the one I used the card blank. And I've taken the next size down, because I want a half moon piece to be my stopper. So I'm just going to position that onto there as well. I know it seems like a lot of die cutting, but I want to do it with you every step of the way so you know exactly how it's going to work. So we've got card blank, card topper. I've got my card stopper. So this is my card stopper part 2. I will share with you in a minute why. So that's one piece. Now I'm going to take a piece of the lovely rainbow mirror, because it's just gorgeous, and I'm going to pop my doily die onto there. And again, I'm going in with my repositionable tape. It will not mark the cardstock at all, no problem. So let's pop that through the machine. Now, all what I'm doing at the moment, you can do on quite easily on one of your smaller cutting machines, as in size I'm using is the 6x9. So you can quite easily do this. Look at this, it's just falling out. That's just one pass through the machine. Let me literally, can you see? It is just falling out of the die. It is absolutely beautiful. And that's what I didn't get out, my brush. Where's my bone folder? Let me get that. Here's a little top tip for you. If you haven't got your brush handy, you can use your bone folder. Can you see they're just all falling out? No problem at all. I'm just literally banging it on this rainbow mirror card. It is beautiful. Look at the detail in there. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I've got nice confetti all over my desk now. But that isn't a problem at all. And then I'm going to use another piece of this here. I'm just going to snip that end off, because I want to use this to do another stopper. So I'm going back in with the big size. All right, so I'm going to do a half moon stopper with my rainbow as well, because it just ties everything in with the card. So again, I'm using the same repositionable tape. This is the nice thing about the Scotch tape. You'll use it again and again and again until it's worn out. When it stops sticking, you know you not need to get another piece off the roll. So let me pop that one through. And then I've got a few more bits to die cut, but that's fine. I can do that as I'm going along, because I want to get how we're going to do this card base together for you. See, it just all comes off here, no problem at all. So I tell you what, let's bring that to one side for a moment. Right, so I start off with our double piece that we cut out, which is our card base. All right, so let's put this to one side. I'm going to bring my scoreboard in. So these are the scoreboards that we sell at Pink Frog, the Crafter's Companion ones. So you've got centimetres on one side and you've got inches on the other. What I've done on my inches side is I've got a black line I've put down the middle with my, like a permanent marker, a pen, alcohol pen. All right, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to position it in the middle. Now, we did measure it, didn't we? Where's my ruler gone? Beside you, Dawn, beside you. So I think we worked it out that it was 11 centimetres. Let me just double check myself. So it's 11 centimetres, so it's roughly 4... Let's go 4.5 inches, because I'm on my inches side, and you're going to score in half. So basically what you're looking at is to get that centre line down the centre of your card. So if I go to, I've got 4 here, 5, 6. So if I go to 6 1/4, which is there, that should be about right. And then I'm going to bring my score tool in and just pop myself a little line in there, and then we can fold that back on itself to create our easel. Okay, so you've got that lovely easel shape made. So before I stick anything down, I'm going to take some inks, and I think we're going to go, let's go with a bit of Mermaid Lagoon. So this is your Lisa Horton interference inks I'm using here, but I will share with you that you can use lots of inks on this beautiful ice gold shimmer. Because it's ice gold, because it's that lovely white, you can add lots of different colours to it. So I've gone in with Mermaid Lagoon. So let me find my brush. In fact, actually, I might go in with my blending tool this time. So let's go in with the blending tool. That's it there. So let me get a dauber. Because you can use blending tools or brushes. I'm going to go in with my blending tool. I popped a little piece of the card down here. I've got another piece of card down here, because in some ways you can make extra cards while you're going along, because you could do a score line down the middle of here, and then you could pop this in the middle. If I keep this fairly still, and you're going to create yourself another card blank. So I'm just going in with my blending brush all the way around the edge. So just inking that edge there. What I'm doing is I'm turning my ice white into a different colour ice shimmery cardstock. And this is the nice thing about having the ice white. All you need is inks, and you can turn this colour, this card, into any colour you wish, and it's going to have that nice shimmer on it. I'm going to take this piece that's my stopper, just to stop my fingers getting itchy. Not itchy, inky. What am I going on about? Inky. I think the sun's gone to my head. It's been lovely to get the washing out on the line. I hope you've all been enjoying the sun as well. And I've got, after this, I've got to go and make birthday cake, because it's my son's birthday. And it's the first time I've had him at home to celebrate his birthday for 4 years. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, though I am teaching a class in the morning. I did have to tell him. So can you see, I've just inked the edge. I haven't inked the middle, but can you see straight away here? You could have the start of another card blank. So this is what I mean. You're doing things, you're always thinking sort of one step ahead of how you're going to use extra bits. I'm just moving my mat across there. So I can put that aside for another occasion. So I've got my background there. I haven't inked the middle because I'm going to put that lovely doily on the top, and I want it that I can see the ink around the edge, but you're not going to see the middle. So that's one piece done. Now, we had this and this. I need this bit inking now, but I don't want it on that side because I like that bit. So I've got a scrap here of copy paper. So I'm just going to ink this up. This time I want this inked all the way across. And I'm going to do the same colour again. Now you'll know with the Lisa Horton interference inks, if I'd use this on black card, it will come out purple. But because I'm using it on white card, it's coming out that lovely, it's like a tealy bluey colour. It's just beautiful. And I've got fingerprints on it, but no worries because I can hold that on top of there and get rid of those. But I'm turning my lovely shimmer card into a coloured shimmer card. So straight away, I've got to go and buy packs of coloured card that's shimmery because look, I've got my own. I've made my own. So let's start now sticking things together. Got to remember my crib sheet. My pieces are on the back of that one. Got to remember that. So I've got my card base. Okay. And we've got my card topper. So I'm going to use just some of our EVA for that. So what you're going to do is you're going to, if you haven't made a card like this before, you're going to put glue on this bottom piece here. So try and go as close as you can to the edge. Now I've used our circular stitch dies for this, but you could make this card with a hexagon. You could make this card with an oval. There's several different ways that you could make this card. That is the nice thing about it. So it just gives another dimension to your cards. And then all you're going to do is you're matching all this all the way round. Okay, so you've got that going on. And you know me, I'll just give that a little burnish down. And I'm going to stick my doily on the top. And I love the fact actually that it's not all perfect all the way around. But to give this card a bit more movement, I'm only actually going to put glue. Let's poke some of those out. I'm only actually going to put glue in the middle piece. Okay. A few more left there. My brush is in my drawer under my desk and I don't want to go delving just yet because you'll wonder where I've gone. I could be gone for a while going under my desk at the moment. My craft room is a mess. But there we go. That's another story. So I'm going to put glue in the middle. So I'm just going to pop that on the middle of there as well. Now I know I've put the shimmery ink on top of that iced paper or the iced card. And you're probably thinking, is that going to stick all right? Yes, it is, because we're using that lovely EVA glue. So I'm going to just stick the middle of that down. And this doily is the perfect size for that large stitched die. So if you've got the stitched dies from us, that doily is the perfect size for the middle of there. Okay, so that is all brilliant, which that's what I love. I love it, and it all comes together. Now we're going to make our stopper. So what I'm going to do with my stopper is, let's, I might go, shall I do double? Or decisions. I've got my foam pads on a roll. I've got the smaller ones here. And I'm just trying to think, what did I do with the other one? Yes, I'm going to stick this down first. So I'm on the rainbow mirror. And I have been asked this before, actually. Can you glue onto your rainbow mirror, or do you have to use your red line tape or your double-sided tape? So I'm going on here with my EVA. And I'm going to pop that on there because, yes, you can glue on with your EVA glue. EVA is quick grabbing, and that's why you know that it's going to work. So that is stuck absolutely perfectly on there. So I'm going to pop that over, and we're going to get some foam pads on here because this is going to be the stopper for our easel card. So I'm just using the smaller of the foam pads here. I'm hoping everybody is okay. I'm not looking at any comments, but I'm sure if a problem arises, lovely Kimberly is there to answer any questions at all. There we go. So we're going to pop that off. Now I know the mirror was the same size as our card base. I'm going to open this out, and this is going to be stuck on here for my stopper. So that's going to go on there, and straight away, look, you've got the starting of your card base. So this is giving you a different way of doing. Let me just put my lid on my glue. Excuse me. This is just giving you a different way of making cards that you haven't got on your 10 folds of your cards, because you'll still get those with this lovely ice white card as well. You're going to get all those lovely folds in there, so you will get those, but we're not use those. We've use the dies instead. So next thing I'm going to bring out is the lovely flower dies. Now I did talk about those earlier because I know Susan that's watching, or Sue, she does love her flower dies. And I know I have used them over the last few weeks and they're fabulous. So, but this time I'm going to go in with this one, the really big one. Okay, so this is the one I'm going to use to make a different style of card, or a different style of flower. Sorry, flower. So I've got, oh, where are they? I've got some scraps of card here. So this is going to be perfect. So I'm going to cut out a couple of the flowers. I don't want this flower, but this die, they're all joined together. Now this is the one that is the 2.5 inches one. Okay, so this is the largest of them. So I'm not going to waste my card because I want to get 2 out of there. So I'm going to pop that onto there. And I've also got this lovely swirled leaf. I think, now Kim will correct me. Can you just confirm, Kim, the actual proper name for this? I know if you go on to the craft alongs, you will see it there as well, and I think it is called swirled leaf off the top of my head, but Kim will help correct me because she's on the keyboards there at Pink Frog HQ. I know. So this is what we're going to be aiming for. So I want to cut 2 of my flowers. And this is the nice thing about the flower dies. You can use them in so many different ways for all sorts of occasions. So let's just peel off this lovely swirl as well. Let me get my pokey tool bit. And you've got your release holes at the back. So I'm just going to pull that outside there. There we go. That is gorgeous. That I'm just going to lay that on there so you can see that lovely shape of that. Oh, well, let me get the flower out. I've got the flower out, Dawn. Need that one out as well. Right, get the flower out. Now let's do another one at this end. Again, I don't want that part of the flower, so I'm just going to tape this in position. And while we're here, I'm going to do another one of the swirls as well. And it is, if you are concerned when die cutting, it is quite good to get used to taping down your dies, because you don't want your dies to cross over each other when they're actually in the die cutting machine, because that can damage your dies. And, you know, you pay good money for your dies, so you don't want to have them ruined at all. Leaf Swirl is that lovely die. I just think that is brilliant. It's just nice to have something different to just a plain leaf. So, and I felt this needed this. So I'll take that off. I was going to do a couple of more leaves, but we'll see how we go. So there we are. So take that one out as well. And I'm just going to pop these little bits through. There we go. So I've got a couple of leaves and a couple of flowers. I could have probably done with a couple of more leafy swirls, but I'll see how I do for time, because I'd like to share that other card with you if I get a chance. So next thing I'm going to do, let's put the bone folder out the way. Let's bring these elements in, and I'm now going to colour up our leaf. I'm going to go with the lemon candy. I'm still using the interference inks here, and I'm going to go with a bit of gold shimmer. And I am going to need some green, so I've got my summer garden. So I'm going to bring this in here for me to just ink on for a moment. I'll use the brushes, I think, this time. So we've got the blending brushes in stock. Now, who's got them? If you've got your blending brushes, give us a thumbs up and tell us what you think about them, because we've always got new people watching that never quite know, is it something they're going to need or not? So you never know. So that is the lovely lemon candy. All right. Now with this, I could be inking through and making a nice sort of background pattern for a card. This is the thing with crafting. When you're using things like dyes and inks, you can come across so many different ways you could use them. So there's a couple of those. And then while that's just drying, in fact, no, let's go in while it's still wet. We're going to go in with Golden Sun. So let me find my Golden Sun brush. Can you see I've labelled them all? If you go back, there is a Facebook Live, and I've used, you know, the stitch dies. I've used the oval, printed these out on some masking on my computer, and then I've just used the oval, the smallest oval die, to make that shape, to stick them on my brushes, so I keep my colours all separate. Now I'm going in with the Golden Sun because I'm just bringing a bit of that extra colour down through the flower. Not a lot, just adding a little hint of a different colour. I went with the yellow because I thought it goes nice with the blue, and also it just reminds me of spring, and spring is not far around the corner, as we can see now. It's nice to get, you know, the washing out on the line and see the daffodils coming out in the gardens. It's just, oh, it just makes you feel so much happier, doesn't it? So there we go. I've just added a little bit of shape or colour to those. And the next thing I do need is my little leaves doing. So I've got Summer Garden. So I'm looking for my Summer Garden brush, which I've got here. So we'll just dust those over with a little bit of green. I mean, I suppose I could have cut the these leafy swirls even out of a different colour of the mirror, and the holograph could have done them in the white holographic. That would have looked fab, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, imagine the white holographic on the ice white as a tone-on-tone card. OMG, that would be fabulous. Or if you're making wedding cards, that would look amazing. So I've got a couple of those. I'm happy with that. So let's now do the next stage. I'm going to give these flowers a bit of shape. So if I bring this one in here and I bring that one in there, you can see that looks a bit flat and lifeless. So we're going to give this one a little bit more life. So if you invested in those lovely, you know, the foam blocks that we used when we did our flowers, you're going to need that. And I wanted my other pokey tool, but this one I do. I think this one will be all right. So I'm going to just take my pokey tool. I'm going near the centre, and I'm just going to drag it back as a line. Okay. I should have got the one out my flower making toolkit. I have got it beside me here, but this one will do. So I'm just dragging that back. So we've gone from having it plain and flat, and then just dragging that line back there. And then if you then take it and just pincer that together. So this is our cardstock, remember? Okay, just to form that bit of flower. But this you could do with any of the flower dies that we bring. You know, the Britannia flower dies. And don't forget, if you signed up to the newsletter, that you will get your extra 10% off any of the dies as well. So that lovely doily die that has already been discounted, you'll get another 10% off that as well. So that's a fantastic saving. So we'll just squish these up together. There we go. And I'm going to then join the two of these just with some of my EVA glue. And I'm going to offset them. All right, so just going to offset them so it just makes it into a big flower. I'm just going to push my tool down on there. There we go. So doesn't that look better than just a flat flower? I personally think it does. So let's bring our card in. Put some glue. I'm going with the EVA again on the back of there. And you're going to pop that onto the centre of the doily, because that just fits. That size, I think, is perfect for this. Absolutely perfect. And then I'm going to go in with my finer nozzle glue bottle now. So let me just pop the lid on this one. So finer nozzle glue bottle now. And I'm just going to take a couple of these leaves now. I might do them at a jaunty angle there. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue. I'm not gluing the whole thing flat because I want that bit of movement in the card. So just by sliding it under there and just going with your fingers and pop that one. Yes, in fact I might do two up that end. There we go. And then slide that one under there as well. Stay put. You've been put in a place for a reason. And then I did put, this time I thought instead of using my little button, I used a button last time. I'm going to share with you. I found some lovely big gems just to pop that in the middle. So on this one I use my button and I put through a little piece of twine. But on this one I've just used a nice big gem. They're like dolly mixtures, aren't they? Those sort of dolly mixture ones with the sugar. I've got that in the top there. Now the only other thing I've done on here, because I want to share with you another card quickly, or the start of another card. So if I bring this one in, the only other thing I did here was I left this blank originally because I thought that's where you could pop your sentiment. So on this one, because I kept this one plain with no sentiment, I've taken another couple of those lovely leaves. Now if you cut two together, can you see how you can join them where you have that O, look, sort of that oval? They join nicely together to make a nice continuous swirl. So it's really clever the way they're made, because you can join those over on top of each other. So I won't cut any more of those at the moment because I want to share with you another card very, very quickly. So let's just pop these to one side for a minute. And I'm going to share with you this card. Now, again, it looks lovely, crisp and clean. And it's a, you know, it's a superb card to do. But I wanted to do it because, again, it could be used for so many occasions. So I'm going to bring in my scoreboard to start with. I'm just going to do a 10th fold card on this, but don't worry, because in your packs of cards you have all the instructions to make all the 10 folds in that card size, so you haven't got to worry, okay, because you've always got them. So I'm just going to do a 10th fold. So that's a 5th because it's 15 by 30, that's 15. And then fold that over on itself. So I've got that lovely 10th fold card that can go that way or that way. You can choose. And you know what I'm going to say with you. Give it a good burnish, but look, you don't get any cracking even with that beautiful iced white. Right, I've taken myself some card strips. I'm going to put these on the counter so you can see the sizes that I have cut. Okay, so I've got all the different sizes going on here, and I'm just going to cut. Now, shall I ink all the same colour? I did this one all different colours. I think I'm going to do something different this time. We're going to do, let's pick another colour. See, I've told you I'm going off piste. Shall we have, let's do pink. Let's have pink because we can. So let's do pink. Sorry, Kimberly, you know I go off piste when I get going. So I've got a piece of my ice white card, and I'm going to take my sponge again. I'm going to do it with the sponge. Okay, so I've got Tropical Paradise. So let's bring that in. Okay, is everyone okay? Any questions at all? Kimberly will be there to help you out. So this is now going to turn my ice white into that lovely iced pink. I know I've got a couple of nieces, my twin nieces' birthdays coming up this week, and I know they would love anything like this with the pink on board. So I'm just blending that round. I was going with blue all the way along. I was going with blue just for a difference, but with the interference inks, you just got to have them all, haven't you? You just got to use them all. So again, I'm going to take this colour, this one here. Sorry, so you've got one at 4 centimetres by 14, one at 3 centimetres by 13, one at 2.5 centimetres by 12, one at 2 centimetres by 11.5, and one at 1 centimetre by 11. So I've got all those where I want them. That's first job. So the next job is I need to trim them to the sizes that I have given you. So I tell you what, let me move them here so you can still see the sizes while I trim these down quickly. Are we okay for time? Oh yeah, might just get this bit done. That'll be good. That'll be good. Right, so I need a 4. And then I need a 3, but I need a 3 by 13. So let me trim that last piece off. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. That's 2 of them. I need a 2.5. Stay put there. Now this works, I know I've put a flower on this one, but this would work really well as a masculine card as well. Obviously not with a flower on, or you might want to put a flower on if they're into the gardening. So it could work either way, no problem at all. Okay, this one is 12. No, this one was 11.5. And then my last bit is 11. Okay, so I've got them all linked up. Now I'm going to do it slightly differently. I told you I was going to do it differently. So that's our original. This time I'm going to pop it through an embossing folder. This is just a random embossing folder I had in my craft stash. So I've got my ice white that now looks like ice pink. Very cool, I think, personally. And then I'm just going to pop these all onto here. And I can even fit that last one there. Close my embossing folder up. Get my 2 plates so I can put this through my machine without any of it moving. So I'm just going to pass those through my machine, so bear with. Now, one thing I have also done, just to show you, look at that. This is ice white, just before we go anywhere. This is ice white done just tone on tone. So I've got the ice white card background. I've cut the strips and passed through the embossing folder. But look at that gorgeous ice white. Doesn't it just looks beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Place for your sentiment. Way to go. So I'm showing you different ways now you can do the same card. So let's take out of here what we've got ready. Now I did put a card blank somewhere, didn't I? Where did I put my card blank? Oh, here it is. Oh, I'd lose my head. So look at these. How stunning. So we've gone from the iced white to this lovely pink. That's all been done, just coloured with the inks. Now you can colour this ice white with your distress inks, your distress oxides, all of them. Just go for it. And the other thing you can do, now I haven't tried this on the pink, so here we go. We're going with our armbands now. But I know we're near the end, so we're going with our armband. So I've got my pink. I think I'm going to go straight from the, we'll go straight from the pad. And I'm just going to scrape it across just to pick up some more of that lovely detail that's embossed. But you've got that lovely ice white is making these interference inks shimmer even more. Doesn't that look absolutely beautiful? Well, I think it does. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but I think that looks fabulous. But this could be any colour you wanted. But just by using different inks on your ice white, you're going to bring that ice white to a different colour every single time. And I'm just scraping my, I shouldn't say scraping, I'm rubbing my ink pad over the top just to sort of add a little bit more colour in there as well. In fact, that one I think needs a little bit more colour. And then we can glue this down. So all I've done is, let me bring in my big, I could 3D them. I 3D'd these ones, but I'm going to do these ones flat. Let me move up a bit. I'm losing, I had the camera quite down low. I should have perhaps put it up a little bit more. So I'm going back on with my EVA. We won't get the whole card finished, but we will get most of it done. Because on my original, if I put that just there, I've done exactly the same flower as I did on that first card. Remember the easel card? So the flower is exactly the same, and it's done in exactly the same way. Okay, so do not worry. That's exactly how you're going to do that. I will share with you how to use your oh, sorry, your rainbow mirror just to do those lovely strips, because it is a fantastic, it's just a different way of doing it rather than always using a ribbon. It's right, I'm being very conscious not to get my inky fingers on the lovely white card because it's just, yeah, it just looks gorgeous. So by having that little sort of step going on with the nice white background, I mean, doesn't that look, all three look totally different. If I bring in that white one there as well, can you see the three totally different looks? So I've got a couple of minutes. Let me just cut some of the strips off for you. So to do the little strips that ran across here, really, really complicated. No, it's not, Dawn. No, it's not. So let me bring my trimmer in. I've got obviously some of my rainbow mirror, and you're going to do yourself the tiniest strips that you can cut. There you go. I mean, you could go even slimmer than that, but you don't need to. But just cut yourself. I'm going to do 3 because it's always good to do odds. When I did a floristry course, it's they're easy. It's easier on the brain, apparently. It's easier on the eye to have things in odds. It's kinder. So let me get my very fine nozzle. We'll just stick these on. So what I'm going to do is, if you struggle with trying to keep it on, just go along and do little dots. Just have it onto your desk and do little dots. So we'll stick one on, say, there. I'm being conscious not to get my pinky inky fingers all over the card. But this could be, you can change this to any single colour you like. And I know all of you at home have got lots of inks in your stash. And if you've got hold of these glorious interference inks, the Lisa Horton ones as well, this ice white is going to give them even more shimmer. So while I'm gluing this last one on, don't forget that the offers run out on the 31st of March. So you've got the mirror card that I'm using is £10 instead of 17. You've got your 10.5 centimetre by 30.5 centimetre card blanks at 20% off, and that's in the ice white, I think, as well. Or is that all of them, Kimberly? Can you just confirm for me? So I've stuck those on. I'm going to snip those last bits off. You've got Claire's favourite stamps. You've got Perfect Peonies and Foliage and More at 20% off. You've got that lovely doily that I used today. You've got that at £10 instead of, I think it was 17 original price, which is a really big saving. So I'm not going to go any further because I'm going to flip the camera around just so I can speak to you about the last few bits. So let me make a space up here for my camera. I haven't put my flower on, but your flower is made in exactly the same way as we made the flower this afternoon. Exactly the same. So those lovely big flower dies, these are the 2.5 inch ones, and that gorgeous leaf swirl. You need that leaf swirl in your life. Let me just pop the lid on my glue. We need good housekeeping, Dawn. So I'm going to flip the camera around. We have got to our 1,000 subscribers for YouTube for Pink Frog, which is brilliant. Well done. However, still don't forget to share to your friends, because the more people we can get on the YouTube channel, the better. It makes it's better for you guys as well, so we can share more with you. And don't forget, if you make a purchase with Pink Frog right up until the 31st of March, you'll go in the prize draw for 4 of those prizes of £25 to spend on the Pink Frog website. You can see the sun streaming in my craft room window, can't you? So what did we do today? We did that lovely little easel card that was made with the circle dies and has that glorious doily die on there. Kim's just saying is 20% off. 20% off 10.5 by 30 centimeter cards, not 30 inch, 30 centimeter cards. Oh dear. That lovely leaf swirl as well that we used. Okay, so that's the one I started with. Let me share with you the one we actually made while I was with you. The only thing that really needs is a sentiment on there or just some more leaves. The choice is yours, but one's got a little diamond in the middle and one's got a lovely button with the bow on. We then looked at colouring your ice white again, but just making a very simple card with those strips of the rainbow mirror, and again with that lovely big flower. We actually did it in pink and popped it through the embossing folder to give that detail. So that ice white card still gives you that fabulous detail going on there, and it inks beautifully. So straight away your ice white becomes any colour you want it to be. And even if you want to go tone on tone, doesn't that look amazing? And I've 3D'd these ones, so you can do them in several different ways. So I really hope you've enjoyed the craft along this afternoon. If you haven't managed to catch it, YouTube, Pink Frog YouTube, press that subscribe button. Don't forget to sign up as well to the Pink Frog newsletter, because every month we release a new 10% code off anything on the website. So even when we bring you great deals, you get a further 10% off. And it's the 1st of April next week. So there'll be a new code. So watch out. So I'm Dawn. I want to say thank you very much. And Claire will be back with you on Monday. And see you all very soon. I'm going to say bye for now.